Hey everybody, welcome to Club and Country. Russ Thaler with Calen, Carr. We got Heath, Pearce here, and big news out of the U.S. national team. Alejandro Bedoya, 29 years old, born in New Jersey, raised in Florida, never played in MLS before. Now he's coming home, going to play for the Philadelphia Union. What does that mean for Bedoya's national team career, and what does it mean for Philadelphia?
Well, it's great for Philly right away. I mean, this is a team that's been one of the surprises of the season so far. You know, nobody expected them to be in the playoffs, let alone near the top of the table in the Eastern Conference. And now they've kind of hit a little bit of a lull, and I think this is a new life, injection of life into their squad. He's going to fit right into that three-man midfield. You also have Maurice Adu, a guy he played with at Rangers, possibly coming back into the lineup. But they've got different pieces that fit in different places. I think he'll slid in right into that midfield and be able to give them a little bit more personality going forward.
How about as far as his national team growth is concerned? This is a guy who has now become a starter for the national team. What does moving to MLS do to that?
It's tough to say. I think he's going to be under pressure from the moment he gets here. He's going to have to prove that it's not a step back in his career, not to say that the quality is a step back, but he's going to have to prove that he's still motivated. He's going to have to prove that he's a leader of that team and show that he can still put up the numbers and stats that he did while he was in Europe.
Yeah, big expectations for Bedoya. Another U.S. national team player on the move is Brad Guzan. He jumps off of Aston Villa, who's been relegated. Now he's going to be playing for Middlesbrough in the Premier League still, but he's got huge competition to even get time at his new club.
Yeah, it's a tough place for him right now. Obviously, we don't know all of the reasons as to why he went there. It's not the ideal situation for us as fans because, well, we want him to play. We want him to be fresh. We want him to be in good form when he's playing for the national team, and now this kind of affects that. But if he can beat Victor Valdez out for that starting spot, it's huge for us, right?
Yeah, but if he's not playing, does that open the door for Tim Howard now, who's playing at Colorado every game, to become the number one again for the U.S.?
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is going to be a battle between these two regardless. Now, if Guzan's not playing and Howard is, you know, I think he's got to have the edge. He's playing week in, week out for Colorado. It's one of the best back lines in the league. He's got some strength and continuity right in front of him. He's getting in a rhythm. Everyone's seeing him in MLS every week. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Jurgen to play Tim, especially if Guzan's not in there.
We've gotten a look at some of the younger American players playing for their club teams over the summer. In Charlotte, we saw Julian Green. Haven't really seen or heard much of him since the World Cup in 2014. Here he is with a hat trick in the first half for Bayern Munich. Where is he in his career right now?
It's so tough to say because we get so excited on the hype train every time he does well or a young player does well. My worry is that preseason's going to end. He doesn't have a position in the squad. I don't think he's going to play at Bayern Munich. And so I'm worried what's next for him. Can he do this consistently? And if so, what club is going to take him and allow him to kind of flourish?
Well, you said he's 21, and that's at an age where you have to be, you're starting to cross that path from being a young player into needing to play, right?
Yeah, obviously, he's 21. And so he needs to be playing week in, week out because if 2 seasons go by and he's 23 and he's still that green, people are going to pass on him. They're going to say he hasn't played. We need somebody who has minutes. We need somebody who has experience because he's 23, and they're going to ask a lot more of him. So this is a year that's super important for him where he has to start playing week in and week out.
All right, let's move even younger. Gideon Zelalem. We saw him with Arsenal against the MLS All-Stars. How did he look to you?
He looked good to me. I mean, there wasn't a lot asked of him. Of course, it's an all-star game, so it's just sort of a celebration. But he comes on the field with a bunch of the young guys, and he was very technical. Of course, you can see his quality right away. His first touch, a little bit of his movement. But he was pretty content just to kind of relax and kind of, toka a little bit. The kid who I'm most excited about still is Pulisic.
Okay.
He scored a late equalizer against Man City, and he's just a guy that, you watch some of these young guys play and they don't seem quite ready to step up to the challenge or really grab a game. And this kid has no fear. He's able to take his first touch positive, always runs at guys. And I think he's earned the trust of the manager there at Dortmund. So I feel like he's got a real chance to be a big role this season.
Pulisic at 17 reminds you of who at 17?
Robbie Rogers. I think Robbie Rogers had that same talent. They're good with both feet, comfortable on the ball. When I look at Pulisic, it's not that he's kind of grabbing the game by the horns. He just looks mature. He looks like he belongs on the field. He doesn't look 17. You're not constantly saying, yeah, but he's 17. You're saying this is a player who deserves to be on the field because he's good enough and mature enough to be there.
Really interesting to watch how this all unfolds. What do you think of Alejandro Bedoya coming to MLS to play for the Philadelphia Union? Who's going to win out between Guzan and Howard, considering Guzan's move to Middlesbrough in the Premier League? Love to know your thoughts. Put them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching Club and Country. We'll see you next time.